Hey everyone, welcome back, and today we're going to jump into the survival mode of the Illuvium Private Beta 1. Now I'm really hyped to play this. I'm going to jump into competitive mode, and there is a lot to talk about with this game. It is incredible, I'm really enjoying it, but definitely so you guys know, this is the first private beta. It is a work in progress. There are some bugs and things here and there, so please try not to comment on them too much. They are working on them. It is awesome. They have some great bug reporting systems as well, so it's really cool. The biggest bug I have noticed, and the reason why I probably won't use C4 as heaps today, is if they're using an Omega ability and the opponent goes untargetable, their Omega ability will be cancelled, but the cast time won't. They'll spend 5 seconds sitting there and doing nothing because they get all confused. And I don't know if that's intentional. It does turn it into a little bit of a game of chance and a bit cheesy, in my personal opinion. But I definitely think that will be fixed soon. I don't think it works that way in most auto battlers. So I definitely think it'll be fixed soon. One big thing I have learned in this game is to have a balance. Now, you might sound easy. Oh, have some fire, some water, or some fighters and some rogues. No, it is extremely difficult. You have to have a balance in about 4 or 5 different aspects. Roles, whether they're a tank, healer, support, or offensive piece. Backliners and frontliners. The different synergy types, whether they're empath, which is great for healing, or a fighter, which is great for dealing damage. And your water, fire, earth synergies and stuff, because hyper, especially when you start to hit wave 10 to 15, I've found can play a massive, massive role. So with all that said, let's jump straight into it. I'm sorry that went a little long, but yeah, let's jump into it. It's going to be good. I'm not particularly good at the game, for anyone wondering. I'm still struggling to learn it. Well, I've learned the mechanics and everything, but getting good at it and mastering it is a challenge I'm seriously facing, and that is awesome. I love those types of games. I'm probably like 60, 70 hours into Elden Ring now. I love From Software games. I know this is not the same kettle of fish, but I'm definitely excited. I haven't used Sinelf in this build yet. I might actually do it because I've found that REKT has been really good, and running up that water synergy is probably going to be quite powerful. I might end up keeping in Cookerless only for the first round, try and get REKT in, because I'm really liking REKT. His Steam, which is water fire too, which is a really, really useful synergy. Just gonna move this. That's better. So that's really cool. I'm really excited for that. Okay, I might drop him now. These first 2 or 3 waves, usually you can put on the board pretty much whatever you want and you won't have any issues. I might actually change my mind and just go really hard at the back. Hard damage dealers. Now, the other thing I've been working on, I'm in a really bad habit of teamfight tactics where I put everything at the very back of the board, and I'm trying to break that habit now. But the big issue it has is if you put them at the back of the board, it takes a couple of seconds for them to get into range. And that is time you do not want to waste, because the Omega abilities can pretty much be the be-all and end-all sometimes. They're really kind of frustrating. One thing I just noticed then that I hadn't noticed before was when Sinelf was, I think it's Sinelf, when Sinelf was hitting the air alluvial, it was missing. And every time it missed, it did not get any Omega energy, which is a really big deal. So this thing over here, Malura, is earth nature, and what we want to beat that is probably water is the best possible way to stop it. I really like the Scorpion line at the moment. They're really powerful because their ability is really, really good, in my personal opinion. Now that I've got 2 waters, I might actually chuck on the water sword just to give me that water and fighter and scion synergies at the back. Wow, that's good, because he's an invoker. Yeah, I should be using him more. The Scorpions are really good because their Omega ability will actually, when the opponent's poisoned, so I think this is only with the big one, Rictorus, when an opposing alluvial is poisoned, all your nearby poison alluvials will actually get their Omega ability faster, and then they just start stabbing with their tails so quickly, it is actually insane. I'll try and zoom in a bit more on these next few fights. I'm sorry about that, guys. This fighter doesn't look like I could do anything. Another big thing I've learned is if you have mastery points left, which is this little gold thing down here, play as many alluvials as you can. Get them on the board. It's such a waste to leave them there. I feel like 2 returns each turn is plentiful. to make the changes you need next turn, even if you've placed extra Illuvials. You can see the graphics on this is insane. It's so good. My screen's currently ultra wide. I might change that down the road, but I really love using my ultra wide 2K, so I'm going to keep it like that for now. Yeah, any issues you're seeing graphically are 100% because I'm streaming. I run a 2080 Super GPU and an i9 processor, and I run it all on max settings. I haven't tried ray tracing yet. I'm afraid it will melt my computer. I'm afraid. But besides that, it's all run perfectly so far. So if anyone was wondering, 2080 Super, it is run phenomenally. Okay, I definitely want to get Rake on the board. Here, I want to gang up on this thing, because the idea is, I like to think about this two ways. You can either kill Adorius first, or you can kill some of his other big pieces way before Adorius uses its Omega to heal everyone, because that thing is insane. I don't love the Water Sword. The Water Sword doesn't do a lot. The other thing I've noticed is you kind of want to make sure you've got a good spread between physical and special. I'm talking from a Pokemon perspective here, but like, if you have an opponent that's really impervious to physical damage, you will have a lot of trouble against teams built around that. There are so many mechanics here, and you don't need to know all of them to play, but to be really good at the game, you definitely need to have a good grasp of it. And that is somewhere I'm not yet. So this thing is air nature. Yeah, so it absolutely whoops waters. So I might have no choice but to chuck Furiox at the back. Air nature, I might actually make him fire. So this is an aspect I haven't quite learnt so well yet. But I might actually make him fire to begin with. Make sure I take out the Scorpion at the start. And that will mean that this Vermilion doesn't build up its Hyper off the bat. Too bad I got the aggros all wrong, but you can see it's going in the right direction. Oh, I killed it right before its Omega ability. That's crazy. Yeah, Sinelf is putting in work. You can see on the left here, you can see all their damage, healing, and everything. Actually, Sinelf didn't do that much, but you can see how much energy damage Sinelf and Furiox do. So now I can focus on physical from now on. Okay, this is one of the reasons I have Rake on the team, is because C4S comes out a lot in today's deck. So it's really good mapping that out. So the other thing I want to make sure I do is try and keep my synergies in check a little bit. And for the most part, I like to use my main character to do that as much as I can. But it's not such a big deal. So the other thing that's worth considering is Ramfy's about to jump to my backline and really give me quite a bit of trouble. The problem with the main character, I like to use it to aggro sometimes, but the problem I have is the Earth synergy for the main character is a rogue class, so it jumps to the back automatically, which can be quite troublesome because you can't really use it to counter things like a Ramfy. Wow. Oh my god, that is so lucky Furiox lived. That was going to end really quickly, and I don't really feel like recording again tonight. So, yeah, I'm going to have to be a bit more careful there. The other thing that I've been really doing a lot lately is putting, I always forget his name, Kukaraf at the back, which is so much fun. I might not actually do it this time though. That's ironic that I just said that. I might actually chuck Axon at the front. I think that's going to be a lot more helpful here. And I might chuck Riptor at the back there to aggro the opposing Rake. I really like Rake. I like Rake better than Umbro. I think it does a lot more at the mastery cost it is. If that doesn't sound weird. But they aggroed onto that really well. So that's something I'm not very good at yet, but that is a really big part of this game, being able to control the aggro of your Illuvials, and that's where the placements come in. In my opinion, and I suck at TFT and this is probably why, but placements in TFT never really felt all that integral to me. They felt like the last step you can do when playing the game. Whereas in this, they feel like one of the middle steps. Maybe not the very top, but they're extremely important. They might actually be close to the top. They're pretty important. At this point, I'm just chucking Pangolin on to have it on the board. I might not need to. She's got the Fire Sword. No, I might chuck it off because I want to keep the Fire Sword for now. And I might use this opportunity to throw on I've already got Axon on the board. To throw on Riptorus, because Riptorus is really, really good. Personal opinion, but I really think Riptorus is solid. I'm going to make sure my hard hitters are at the back. Now, the big thing is this Vermilion is going to come at the back here, and my unit's going to move up a little bit, and it's going to aggro my unit straight away. So I'm going to chuck Axon a bit further back here to hope that it drags that aggro. And I just realized that Umbra is at the back, so I did not stop that one. But you can see that Axon did grab the target a little bit, which is really, really good. Wow, they did a lot of damage to Umbra. Jesus. I did not expect that. But I actually played that round pretty well. I was pretty happy with that. I'm seeing improvement in the way I play the game, and I will continue to improve. But damn, I am not very good. Okay, so I've got a lot of points now. There's a lot going on. This Sin Elf at the back is going to whoop me. But at this point, I do really need some heals. Okay, that is something I'm missing and something that I often forget about. I'm going to like Fern at the back here for the heals. Ray can take out Scoriox pretty well. And I've got only 3 fire, so I can't really change to a water sword. I'm not focusing on the synergies too much, as you can see, because that has been my downfall a lot of the time. I've been really focusing on them. But focusing on the roles and making sure I have a balanced team of roles is something I'm focusing on this time. So you just continue learning, continue improving, and we'll get there. This actually worked pretty well. Distracted Scoriox. The big thing with Dual F is it hits the very backmost opponent on the board, and then the shot goes through everything. So trying to spread him out a little bit against a Sin Elf, and spreading them out a little bit against something like a Ramfire as well, are both really good strategies. So I've got 4 Scion. I don't know if I can go for full Scion. I can sort them down the bottom here. I could actually, if I go for Kukuraf and Seaforus as the next 2. I didn't really want to take Seaforus. But maybe with Kukuraf and changing my to Fire Gauntlet could really get me there, as you can see. The last thing I need to do is Adaraf. Normally I would focus it, but it looks like a lot of his units are a little bit are quite small, so they're not going to benefit too much from the big heal. The big tankier things often benefit a lot more from those big heals from Seaforus. So I'm actually going to make sure my team is all focused in the corner this time, because he doesn't have any big pieces that do a lot of AoE damage, like Dual F or Ramfire. And I'm going to chuck my healer at the back, a new healer. I didn't notice that these 2 are rogues. I miss that sort of stuff a lot. You guys will notice that. But Dual F, I think it's Dual F. Sin Elf got off his ultimate, which is really good. You'll notice I get a lot of the names wrong too, because I keep mixing them up between the different evolutions and things like that. That's really good. Fireworks really get well against... You're starting to learn which synergies exactly work really well against what, which is really fun. And a lot of work. So wave 12, I'm actually doing pretty well this time around. I normally get to about 12 or 13 and then fail, so we'll see how we go. This round looks a lot easier than I feel like it is. He's only got 2 fire because so many of the synergies are doubled up. I've actually got a really good squad here. What I'm working on getting is I want to get Kukuraf, and I can actually get that. I already have 1 heal. I do want 2, but I'll do that later. Kukuraf works really well against the Granite Alluvials. He's got 1 rogue jumping to the back. I'll just make sure that gets targeted properly. One thing I have been trying to make sure not to forget is to put Fern and things like that at the back, because they heal everyone in front of them. Look, so far looking good. Being able to kill Tianti off at the start is quite nice. It doesn't do as much damage as I feel like people hype it up to, but it can be quite frustrating. Wow. Why did it shield? I have no idea. For some reason it wasn't targeting the Malura, mini Malura dude. Besides synergies, they don't actually have a lot of ways for people to build up the Omega bar faster. I feel like Hyper adding that in could be really interesting, but I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole right now, I don't think. So what I did want to do is I wanted to make sure it had the right synergy. I want to make sure it has a Fire Gauntlet. No, a Water Gauntlet's probably better. I think there's a Water Gauntlet. There, pistol. Nope, that's not Scion. Fire Gauntlet it is. So now I've got 6 Scion, which is really huge. I think I can drop this. No, I can't drop that. I won't get enough. It only gives me 45. There's definitely changes I need to make here. I just really can't think of what they are. I think I need Goliath on the board. This won't get rid of my water synergy, and it will let me get Goliath, which will help take care of the Ramfire. Hopefully, I have enough here to stop Umbra from whooping me, but we're about to find out. See, I am missing a key element on my board right now, and that's a true frontliner. So this could be my downfall right here, and you guys will see exactly what I mean. You can see that Goliath is doing a really good job, and it's doing exactly what I needed it to. It's a damn miracle that Umbra didn't take me out, but it looks like I've won this round. This might actually be a high score, so far so good. Wow, that thing one-shot Kukaraf. Oh my god, that was way too close. Bloody Ramfire. If you let Ramfire get up its bloody thing, it whoops you. Alright, I don't know where I lost a Scion. Oh, was Axon a Scion? Oh my god. Alright, well that actually went a lot worse than it was supposed to. Axon's a Scion. So I need to get Axon back, because that's really important to my comp, and I need to make sure I have a healer. It's not as good as Fern, but it will have to do for now. It doesn't look like he has a lot of backliners, just one rake. I think Kukaraf is enough for that. I've got 3 fire, 4 water. It's something I'll have to add in Fern, hopefully next round. I won't be able to afford it. Maybe I can afford it in 2 rounds. We're about to find out. Let's see how we go. I really should have put Rake on the other side. That's my bad. But they all got aggroed perfectly. I didn't even notice that there were 4 rogues, and I got really lucky there. But I got aggroed how I needed it to. So that's quite fortunate. Let's see if Dualef... I think it's Dualef. No, Sinelf. I keep doing that. I hope Dualef manages to get up 1 more Omega, which is going to make a big deal. Oh, that's really good. If I can take out this one. Oh, it's doing so well. I can't believe how well this is going. Alright, alright. I'm getting stressed out now. Jeez. Okay, wave 15. I can't take this out at the start, and he has a lot of really big pieces. So that is a gigantic problem. I feel like I'm pretty screwed. I'm not feeling too hot right now. I could get rid of my Scion and go for Ramfire, because Ramfire should be able to shred him. But I don't think that's going to happen. Alternatively, he doesn't have heaps of damage dealers. So maybe if I keep with my strategy, it might work out. I just need to make sure Rake is staying on this side so I can keep everyone as close as possible. The other thing I need to try and consider is if I can pull out... This thing's poison. If I can pull out Fern, that'd be really good. This is 55, which would save me 15, which is not enough for Fern. That's really sad, because I would want to swap that for someone else. He's my Scion, so I can't get rid of him. I'm kind of backed into a wall. Having 25 points is not really what you want. Kind of wanted to move to the front a little bit. So we're going to see how we go. It's going to be about outlasting my opponent on this one, I think. Axon, I think, did get off his Omega, which is really good. If I can take out Sinelf, I should win, but it doesn't look good. No, I think I'm going to go down this time. The heals are way too much. And this is why you need Ramfire, and you can't beat wave 15 without Ramfire. It's a really interesting thing they've built, where I built so hard into a certain set of strategies that I could not pivot. That was impossible. I was so set into that set, I cannot pivot to Ramfire. So for next time, I need to make sure I have room to move to Ramfire later on. But I've been struggling with Ramfire up to that point. So they really can throw you some curveballs, and that's what's throwing me a bit. So learning the placements better, learning the roles and synergies a bit better, and I'll be able to come across that. So that's where the balance came in, right? Leading back to the very first point I made. I said you need an equal balance of roles. What is the run role I didn't have? It was a rogue. What screwed me? A group of healers at the back healing his entire team. I couldn't touch him, all right? Because I had no rogues. I had no backliners. I mean, units to hit their backline. So I hope you guys learned something. It's really interesting. This game is amazing, by the way. I love it. You're going to get a new video for my first impressions. I want to keep that one brief and short in itself, all right? So have a good day, guys. See ya. Thanks for watching the video, guys, and don't forget to watch this next video down there in the bottom left-hand... Wait. It's doing that thing again. Wait. It's happening again? Oh, crap. It happened again!